What's up, y'all? So, I'm here in the hospital. I think this is my Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, my fifth day. But I'm not tripping about that. I just want to be able to get the medicine, get the care that I need, get well, so that once I do get home, I don't have to turn around and come right back. But anyway, let's talk about some things. So, today I want to talk about being in love and being stupid because people say that, oh, she's stupid, oh, he's stupid. Ain't that much love in the world. It is. It really is. The man that I still love to this day, and probably always will love to this day, is the one that broke my heart the worst. But right now, we're cool. We get along. We not together. I don't feel like there's really anything he can do to hurt me. Like he's here for me. Not as far as like coming to the hospital or nothing like that, but he works out of town. So, but if I need something or if I need to talk, or he's been doing a good job of calling and checking on me daily. And I don't feel like it's out of guilt. But in a way, I just feel like he loved me, but not the way I wanted him to when we was together. He's one of them kind of people like, he just didn't really know how to show it. And I guess he was so used to, he says, people always using him for money and this, and that. But I really wholeheartedly love this man. Like, I loved him so much that I wouldn't even have a conversation with another man that I feel like was trying to holler at me because I don't want to be disrespectful to him in no kind of way. Um, Hold on, y'all. When me and him was together, it was in my going out days when I used to like to party too. But if I did go out, which he never stopped me from doing anything. He was never controlling. He was never disrespectful as far as like talking shit to me. Like we didn't have big arguments or nothing like that. He was just sneaky. Let's just say it like that. Um, when we got together, it was like, to me, I felt like it was love at first sight. Like, I really loved him. Like, if this boy told me that cows could fly, I probably would have believed him. But when we met, we was like inseparable. Like, the day we met, we stayed on the phone all day, all night. He went to work while he was in a meeting at work. He was texting me and calling me. I'm not calling me, texting me. When he got off of the meeting, we talked. We went to sleep. Woke up, was back on the phone again. That next, okay, mind you, he's not from Corpus. He wasn't from Corpus. The next weekend, we talked all week, every day, all day, like any opportunity we got. He was a truck driver, so as much as we could talk, we was on the phone. And my grandma used to always say, "Don't trust, don't trust truck, don't trust sailors and like military men, and don't trust truck drivers." But I didn't care. Nobody couldn't tell me nothing about this man, y'all. Like I'm telling you, like he wasn't even all that, but to me, he was the most handsomest, chocolatest, finest man in the world. And like when we first met, he was like, "Well, I think we should go 45 days without having sex just to make sure that this is what we want." And I was like, damn, that like blew my mind too, because most people be trying to get it off the rip. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. It made me feel good, especially from a person like me who used to suffer from low self-esteem. But he brought my self-esteem through the roof. From day one, he always called me gorgeous. And y'all, my story might sound stupid, but I don't care. I'm just telling y'all the real and what I went through and how I felt. And I really don't care. what y'all think. Well, I don't, but I'm just sharing my life. Anyway, that weekend, my cousin, best friend, was getting married to my, he wasn't really my brother, but my mama raised all of us to my little brother. Uh, and I was like, oh, it would be nice if you could come down here and go to the wedding with me. And he was like, oh, babe, I'm not going to be able to come, because I got to work, but I'll make it up to you. So I'm like, all right, I understand. And it was short notice because we had only been talking not even a week. And so, me wanting him to come was kind of like a long shot. But I just liked being around him, y'all. Like I really did. So the day of the wedding comes, we go to the wedding. Well, me and my kids and my mom and everybody, we go to the wedding. Well, at first, the reception was kind of boring because they just had like this band playing and whatever. So my mama and my auntie them left to go to the little hole in the wall. So, and then they was going to go to my other auntie's house after that. But I stayed there just trying to be a supportive, family member. So, somebody called me on the phone and was like, oh, I need you to come to Auntie's house right now. It's an emergency. But my other auntie, my girl, she got a big mouth. I heard her plain as day said that that the cowboy was there. That's what we're going to call him. That he was there. So I was all nervous, but I was all crunk at the same time. But I didn't want them to know that I knew. Then I heard him gather up my kids like, come on, we got to go. Which I really wish they just would have brought him there. But so we ended up leaving, going to my auntie's. So I pulled my truck, and I didn't see his truck nowhere. So I was like, well, maybe I heard the wrong thing. But anyway, I get out of my car. I had pulled across the street from my aunties. I walk up, and they are not good with surprises at all. But I just still kept acting like I didn't know nothing. Which, like I knew, but I didn't know because I didn't see his truck. So I walked them in the yard. And I was like, what's going on? Like, what do y'all want? Well, come this way. When I go this way, they just are the wrong people to try to help to surprise somebody. And Mama was like, Isha, come here. Which is what they called me. So I went that way. And then my other auntie was like, no, come here. I turned around. And when I went to turn around, he was right there with a flower bouquet of roses and lilies, which was the most beautiful bouquet I've ever seen. To me, maybe it's because it was him holding them, and he was sweating and he was nervous and he was smiling, this goofy laugh, like, he was like, well, I'm sorry I couldn't make the wedding, but I thought I would at least be able to come and hang out with you afterwards. And I was just, I was just so like, just, man, head over heels, just smiling. And my mama, she really loved it because I think that she could tell with the smile on my face that he genuinely made me happy. Not to mention, I had just got out of a 5-year relationship like that February. This was already July. But in between that, I was talking to a guy that I had been with for years off and on as well. And me and him had like stopped talking, broke up or whatever. So it had been a rough relationship year for me anyway. On top of that, we had lost my kid's dad January 1st of that year. So 2013 had been a rough year already. So, he was just smiling and stuff. Well, come to find out, he knew some people down here that I knew. And he was like, well, come on, what you want to do? You want to go hang out? He had this big old truck, y'all. Like, I love to drive big trucks. And he was like, well, come on. My mom was like, go ahead. I got the kids. And at that time, I had my 3 kids, which were like 8, uh, 8, 10, and 14, I think, at the time. And so she kept him while I went out to go hang out with him. Man, it was so nice. We got up. He let me drive his big old truck. I got up in there. And come to find out, like I said, we knew some of the same people. So on the other side of town, they was having this block party for this guy that had passed away, but it was his birthday. So we went over there. We get out the car. We walking down the street. He holding my hand and had his little cowboy hat on. All the bitches looking and stuff. And not to mention, did I tell you he was fine? Yeah, he was fine. So we walking down the street. My cousin come up to me. He was like, so-and-so. He was like, what's up, man? He was like, man, what you doing with my cousin? How you know my cousin? Come to find out they were locked up together in the feds. I'm like, oh my goodness. So we talking. He was like, yeah. He's like, I'm trying to get her to be my girl. He was like, but we just kicking it right now. He said, but I really like her. He was like, all right, you better be good to my cousin. So we standing there talking and we hanging out and I'm just smiling from ear to ear like I don't know, like a jackass eating cactus, as the old people would say back in the day. And I'm just really enjoying myself. So we left there and we go to the beach across the bridge. Like Corpus had this bridge called the Harbor Bridge. We went across the Harbor Bridge and sat out on the beach and we just talked like forever and just talking and hugging and kissing. And I feel like I was in love with him already. And we hadn't even known each other probably like maybe a week. But that's what made me believe in like love at first sight, because even to this day, I still love him 10 years later. And my feelings for him have never changed no matter what we went through. My feelings for him have never changed. He's pissed me off, but I've never like disrespected him or really just like went in on him or went there with him. Like, neither has he done the same thing with me. We just love different, I guess. And I guess I feel like he couldn't give me all that I wanted. And if I can't have what I want, I'd rather not have nothing. So I chose to just leave it alone. Anyway, like, he was good for a minute. Well, then it got to the point to where, oh, I'm calling you, but I'm not getting no answer. Oh, I was in a dead spot. Oh, I couldn't get no service. So just every excuse in the world, and I believed him. All the time. I always believed his shit. You know, but then when he did come to visit, like sometimes he would just pop up off the road at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. What you doing? I'm in the bed. Well, you better come open the door. I'm outside. I'd be like, you lying? And he already struck up. And I knew he was outside. And I would be so happy. And if he had did anything to piss me off, it's like that shit went right out the window. Every single time. Like, that's why I say love make you stupid. Anything that he never like really to me just did nothing like just crazy. He did some shit. But that smile, his voice, even now, if I'm in a bad mood, and like I said, we just friends, but even now, if I'm in a bad mood and he calls me, it breaks up my whole day. And that's why I thank God that, you know, I know that my joy comes from the Lord, but I thank the Lord from him, because there's something about that man that just does it for me. And I don't know, one day we might end up being together. You never know. I mean, I'm not banking on it. I'm not sitting around waiting on it. You know, I'm good if we do. I'm good if we don't. But I just even like where we are now, because we have respect for each other. We have love for one another, and we have each other's back. So, and like I said, he never called me no bitch. He never called me no hoe. He never put his hands on me. He never made me feel afraid of him. Nothing like that. Now, he has showed me his jealous side. One night we was riding around and he had been drinking, so I was driving. And he got mad because I said something about one of my exes. And baby, he got mad. He made me get out the truck at the house, at the apartment. And I'm looking. He checking his lights, make sure all the lights working, checking the tires, make sure they aired up. And jumped in his truck and burned off. Wouldn't answer the phone. Like, he was really mad at me. I cried like a baby, y'all, all night because I was scared, for one, because he had been drinking. But two, it was raining. And then to me at the time, I just didn't understand why he was so pissed. So that was him showing his jealous side that he did have. And I cried all night long, calling his phone, begging him like to pick it up. Baby, I'm sorry. And just like, he made me be somebody who I normally wasn't. No other man could have made me act like that but him. Any other man, I'd be like, oh, well, fuck you. Not him. I think I would have fought behind him. I never did, and I've never been a type of person, but I think I would have fought a bitch about him. It was just something about him. And to this day, like, he's just my person, my man. And, well, he say he's single right now. I don't know. But like I said, I'm not sitting around waiting on him to be my man. I don't care nothing about none of that. Whew, I have a lot going on already. And what I'm going through is a lot for anybody. But I'm just glad, like I said, that he's even here. Checking on me. Helping pay bills. Sending money for food. Just conversating with me. Encouraging me. So he's doing what really counts. But I just love him like so much. I really do. And I don't think I'll ever stop loving him. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. And I'll be looking at him because, we've gotten older. It's been 10 years. And he's getting gray and bald spot and shit. So he has to wear his hair cut all the way down. But even with all that, I still love him. That song, Why Music's So Child. I love you when your hair turns gray, yeah. I still want you if you gain a little weight. That is us, like. And he still tells me how gorgeous I am. And all, like, he just always tells me that. And I always tell him, well, I don't always tell him how handsome, but he knows that. I think he's the most handsome man in the world. And when he smells so good all the time. And a couple of years ago, like, maybe, yeah, it's been like 2 years ago, he took me on a road trip with him twice. And we slept in the same bed, and it never changed. Like, the cuddling, like, just the way we were around each other. It's like, you know how they say with best friends, like, y'all cannot see each other for years, and when y'all get back around each other, everything just picks up where it left off. Well, that's how it is with me and him. Like, we can go months without seeing each other, and then we see each other. It's like everything just, the puzzle piece just goes back where it was. And I don't know why, and I don't have an answer. I just always left it up to God, but I'll always have his back. I feel like he'll always have mine. He did cheat on me some years back, years and years. And a girl called my phone after he had came down here. Our birthday is 3 days apart. And we wasn't together. But I just went out on a whim and invited him to my party. I was having an all-white birthday party. Well, just so happened, the town where he's from, my friend was talking to a guy from that same town, and they happen to know each other. And she had invited him to my party to go with her. So I'm at the party with I didn't have a date. I was by myself with my family. And it was in a club. And I'm sitting there and I'm dancing. And my family already know how I am about him. My uncle and my auntie, they came to surround me. And I turned around and he was standing right there. Y'all, what I tell y'all, I almost passed out. My uncle had to catch me. And I'm a big girl. But he caught me and I was like, oh my God. But the rest of the night, I didn't give a damn about that party. For as far as I'm concerned, the party could be over. I didn't care about no food. I didn't care about no alcohol. I didn't care about nothing. And he had his all white on. His friend had his all white on. And his friend was like, well, man, are you going to go back with me? He was like, no, I'm going to stay in Corpus. He stayed in Corpus. After the party, we all went to go eat. And my sister was like, well, you didn't drive. On our way back to Houston, we'll drop you off at home. So that's what we did. And he took all of us out to eat after my party, to eat breakfast. And we spent the night together, of course. And everything was just wonderful. And we talked about reconciling and, you know, putting our rings back on so that we could get married. And this and that. So everything was going good. We were talking every day. Well, come Wednesday, I'm not hearing from him again. And Wednesday night, my phone rings, but it was a number that I didn't have programmed. So I'm thinking, well, maybe something happened to his phone, that it was him. Well, it was him, all right. It was a girl, well, a woman, whatever, questioning me about him. And I was like, well, I don't owe you no explanations. You know, whatever he told you then is what it is. Well, yeah, he told me about you, but he told me y'all been broke up since November, which was true. And, you know, I tried to get mad at him. I tried to be hurt, I guess, or be upset, but I just wasn't. Like, for some reason, I cussed it out, called him all kind of black bastards and motherfuckers. But I just really didn't mean it. Like, I don't know. So after that, I said I was just going to leave him alone, not bother him, let him go on with his life. But somehow, he always ends up back on my phone, back coming around. But I did good. I didn't, so most of the time, I've done better now without letting him have that much control of my feelings, without letting him be able to hurt me. Like, he hasn't been able to break my heart anymore, because I take it for what it is. I know that he is not going to love me the way I want to be loved. I don't feel like he probably can truly be faithful and honest. So I'm not even going to put myself in that situation. I'd just rather be with myself. And I always said, if another man comes along and I have feelings for him, and I feel like that man could give me what I need and be what I need, and I can be the same for him, then I will move on. But I haven't met anybody that does it for me. So that's why I'm single. It ain't because I'm waiting around on him. It's just that I haven't met nobody I trust around my kids. I haven't met anybody that's going to hold down a steady job and be mature. I've dated other guys, you know. But I've dated people that... One man I dated for a minute. He was older. But he thought he was a player, wanted to be a... Which I don't think he ever messed with other women. But just his game, the way he talked, like, grow up. Then I dated another dude that didn't want to work, but always wanted to complain every day. Thought that he was going to move in with me and be driving my car, eating up my groceries, living in my house. Like he just had it like that, and that wasn't going to work for me. So reasons like that is why I'm still single. Not because I'm waiting around on him. But, like I said, love will make you do stupid stuff, and I don't feel bad about it. My thing is, if you love somebody, you ride it out until you feel like you don't want to ride it out no more. If they not abusing you or disrespecting you, you know, or being ugly to your kids, you love them until you feel like you're tired of loving them. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, you stupid behind that man, or that man must have really put it on you, or stupid shit like that. You cannot help how your heart feels. You could try to fight it all day long and not do it and just say forget it, but your heart is always going to win. Always going to win. So like I said, pray about it. Don't let nobody make you feel stupid.